It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And we've got the do-it-all back, Austin Eckler. He was terrific a week ago with a 119-yard game. It's the Chargers and the Steelers, and it kicks off next on Madden NFL 24.
But not far from where the Steelers' former homes at Three Rivers Stadium, Forbes Field once stood, we are at Pittsburgh's Acrisure Stadium. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here, as it'll be the LA Chargers taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. They come into this one knowing it's been a while since tasting victory. They've dropped 4 in a row.
Can they remember what it was like to win a game? In these types of situations, you're looking for someone to inspire you, and it doesn't have to be one of your best players either.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Chargers, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13.
And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. Here are the Chargers ready to go on offense, led by their first-round pick in 2020, the man out of Oregon, Justin Herbert.
Well, he did go 2-2 in the last ball game. Well, actually, he went 2-2-1, with the 1 being the victory.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line there. But wasn't it funny at practice? He threw one when we were watching, threw an interception, and the defense got on him a little bit, good-naturedly. But they're letting him know, you got to cut down those interceptions. We can't bail you out all the time.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. But as you said, they got the win in that effort last week. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again, 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
You look at this Steeler defense.
And they've been dreadful against the run. No getting around at number 32, dead last in the NFL.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense?
Oh, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown.
Quentin Johnston
with touchdown number 7 on the year.
And the Chargers march right down the field in 3 plays to claim the early advantage.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
And I'll bet he's talking to his guys about resisting the temptation to try and turn this into an up-and-down game. Almost like basketball, where both teams press, and one team gets an advantage, other team's trying to run with them, and they're just not equipped for it. Doesn't matter whether you're equipped or not. Just settle in, get calm before you go for the big strikes.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. He'll buy some time right. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up.
Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Ready.
Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
2nd down, back to Sanders. And a pretty good burst there as they get this across midfield and down to the 46.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Tackle made by Eric Kendricks.
The Steelers at 1-10 now on the year. Yeah, they come into this one knowing it's been a while since they've had a W. They have dropped 4 in a row.
Let me tell you, when you go a month, partner, in this league,
And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Joey Bosa in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete.
Well, I think you have to forgive him just a little bit here because he's out of the pocket trying to make a play. But he rushes this throw and just wings it downfield right over the head of his wide-open receiver.
Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. On 1st down, Justin Herbert.
Got an open man. It's Josh Palmer.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That one goes for 24 yards. On 1st down, it's Herbert. That's again complete to Palmer. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. Play action this time for Justin Herbert.
And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete. Now it looks like we're going to get a stoppage here. An injured Steeler on that last play. Here's 2nd and 10. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. Oh, and fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line.
Give him 15 yards on that one and a Charger 1st down.
First down, Chargers.
Once more, here's Eckler. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
The tackle made at the 6-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Charger football to start quarter number 2 as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation.
Go.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
Normally when you see a short gain in the middle of a 3-4 defense, go ahead and pat the nose tackle on the back because he's holding things up and taking out extra blockers, which allows one of the inside linebackers to roam free and make the tackle.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Nice call by the defense there on 3rd down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
The Chargers will bring out the field goal unit now. This a fairly straightforward 22-yard short attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good.
So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to
try and start this drive in the air.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Derwin James with a pick.
Partner, have you ever heard the story of Icarus in mythology? That's the guy who flew too close to the sun and had his wings melted. That was our guy right there. Keeps pressing it and pressing it. Finally, on that throw, he paid the price with that turnover.
After the turnover, here's Herbert.
Got an open man here, and it's KJ Hill.
And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. The end result, 21 yards.
They'll set up to run the quarterback draw.
And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper.
Second and 6. At the Steelers.
Now a 2nd and 6.
Back to throw here, Herbert. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Herbert.
Open man, it's Johnston. Touchdown, Chargers.
A great play there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season.
And the Chargers are able to extend their lead.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes our score 17-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And it'll come out to the 25. Austin not going to try and return it.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first-half scores just like this one.
It got his man complete. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 43 yards.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
Let's go now.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Back to throw again. They'll roll him out right. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Let's go.
They'll look to throw again. Steps away. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Second and 6.
They'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And the Chargers are going to have it here just past the 25.
A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career.
Fighting through, and he's got space. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now it's Herbert. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet.
We'll go orange, 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 orange.
That's quickly out wide to Davis.
That helps the completion percentage, but not much else. And now it's 3rd and 10. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their time. As they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So the Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. Herbert now. And that one to the right side and incomplete.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away.
And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
The Steelers taking over now late in this first half. And Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here. But with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of it.
He's got him in. Complete. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Miles Sanders, 71 yards.
And the Steelers are on the board here in the final minute of the first half.
So a nice touchdown pass for the rookie there. And, you know, as they go down the stretch, look, they're not a playoff team. This is just confidence building and growth time for him, right?
Yeah, it's a game within the game, isn't it? Because every team wants to win all games on their schedule. But the development of this rookie quarterback is paramount for this team. So you're exactly right. Every rep, doesn't matter what the game, what the situation, what the score, valuable for him, valuable for his team as they look towards next year.
And he'll get in for the 2 points as that'll cut the lead down from 11 to 9. And with a successful 2-point try, the QB rolling out, I would imagine on the defense that makes it tough. When he goes out, he's got the option to run or pass.
Yeah, it really does. If you decide not to bring extra people or extra pressure, maybe you have to have a spy on the quarterback, someone to account for him, because oftentimes that is the unaccounted for player.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Herbert. And his throw here is incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Back to the air. Herbert on 2nd down. That's going to be caught. It's Palmer. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. That's complete to Austin Eckler, the running back. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 36-yard line.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And that stretches this lead to 20-8. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
So we come upon halftime in what's a 12-point game at the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. We're starting to get near the home stretch of this NFL season. It's Week 13, so let's get an update on what's going on. We'll get started up at Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati, and they are seconds away from halftime, all tied in that one. From there, we're off to check out another game, and they have the lead in that one over the visiting Dallas Cowboys. Terry McLaurin, a touchdown reception. Lastly, let's get you to MetLife Stadium to see what's happening with the Giants at home in East Rutherford. As you can see, the score there in the second quarter. DeAndre Swift, the lone touchdown there as he's cashed one in on the ground. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be these two teams making their last-minute adjustments. The second half coming your way from Pittsburgh. And to bring it to you, we go back to Brandon and Charles.
Taking it about the 1. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Steeler offense ready to get going to begin this third quarter. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And
that's caught inside the 35. He takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one good for 37 yards.
And what great recognition between a receiver and his quarterback because he's going to recognize the trouble, and then he has two options. Cut off the route and come back to help, or head straight down the field, and he chooses the latter, and it turns into a huge play.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
I haven't met a quarterback yet that didn't enter the league with a massive chip on his shoulder if he wasn't a first-round pick. They want to show the league that they made a big mistake. Determined to get the first down there, no hesitation at all to tuck it and go. I bet he would have tried running through their entire defense if it meant reaching that marker.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by John Johnson. And the Chargers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And their defense just helped them out by getting the football back on the opening drive here in the second half. And now can the offense follow through with points on their first possession?
That's a big one for them because after the work that
taking it right down Broadway. Touchdown, LA. Josh Palmer, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Chargers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Extra point right down the middle, and that will make this a 19-point game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taken at the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
It's a second down run with Sanders. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
We've caught a lot of games, but we don't normally talk about inside linebackers being that fleet of foot, do we?
No, he was able to get outside there to make that play.
Yeah, and you know what makes them faster? Their ability to read plays, understand what offenses are trying to do, and put themselves in proper position.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's good for a Pittsburgh Steeler. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
He'll look to throw. Rolling to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Intercepted for the 4th time today. John Johnson with the INT.
And the Chargers are going to have it here just past the 25.
Well, let's face it, Brandon, they're down here in the second half. Want to try and make something happen, and if you're the guy with the ball in your hands, you're going to try even harder, because I think all he was trying to do was to get outside the pocket and see if he can find a big play downfield.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. So the completion good for 7 there, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Here's Herbert.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
And the Chargers first down.
Here's Herbert. A little short pass. This is Everett. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh.
Now a 2nd and 2.
It's Charger football, and they've got the lead as well as we begin the 4th quarter.
On 2nd down, here's a keeper by the QB.
And now off to the races down the right side. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Herbert operating from the red zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. Gerald Everett, an 18-yard touchdown grab, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Point after, right down the middle, and that will bump the lead up to 26. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. This taken in at the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. And now out come the Steelers. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. Escaping the pressure right. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. Derwin James. And the return stops at the 39. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so.